Hello and welcome to another Stratco how-to video, and today we are going to be building some fantastic vertical gardens. Now, with Australian block sizes becoming smaller and smaller, vertical gardens are becoming a more common feature in both front and back gardens. So if you've got limited space or you have a wall or fence that you'd like to jazz up, then we've got lots of options for you. So we're going to make a start with the Jack Mesh Vertical Garden today. I'm using power tools, so I've got my safety gloves and glasses. So I've already set one of the screws is already set up, and we're going to put the second one in right now. So before we complete the setup of this mesh kit, we just want to check that it's all level. To set the Jack Mesh Vertical Garden kit, we're using Type 17 self-drilling screws, which are available from Stratco in all of the ColourBond colours. So we've just finished installing the second mesh grid here, and now we're establishing where we want our planters to go. And the world is your oyster here. You can create all kinds of different patterns. We're using two different sizes here with an alternating pattern. So we have a trough and we have a single plant pot option here. Now, the great thing with this product is that it's self-watering. So just at the bottom of the pot here, you can see a little opening, a half moon opening, and there is where you would put some water so that there's a constant supply of irrigation to your plants. And in terms of actually putting the plants in place, we've got these really handy clips to keep it secure. So you would just simply unclip this way and lift out the trough and put it at a working height that suits yourself. And again, you can use these for herbs or flowers or fruits and vegetables. Once you're done, you simply lift it back up, put it in position and reattach the clips like this. So here we have the Garden Craft 6 planter wall garden, and the beautiful part about this product is its functionality and versatility. So it's a 6-pot system, and it comes with inside with 2 frames that you can actually clip together this way to create a 3 high by 2 across design, or you can actually clip them together this way to create a column like this. Inside the box we have all the fixings that you need for installing to either timber or masonry, and the 6 individual pots like this. So these pots come with a convenient drainage hole beneath. Just simply turn it over and twist and remove. So we've chose to go for the 3 by 2 design for this Garden Craft 6 planter wall garden. We've got the first screw in at the top and it's all level, so now I'm just going to put in the rest of the screws which come supplied. So we've got our frame secured, and now all we have to do is simply hang the pots. And at the top of the pot we have this sort of triangular profile, and it goes on the inside of this square here. So simply offer it up with a little bit of a tilt, and in it goes. And now we're going to talk about the Holman Connect-A-Pot system, which is a nice and simple setup for a vertical garden on your wall or fence. And here we have all the things that you get inside the box. So we have our 4 individual pots like this, and each one has a mounting plate. So we're going to mount these plates to the wall, and then the pot simply hooks over the top like this. So the Connect-A-Pot has a built-in drainage hole underneath, just here. So we've got the Holman Connect-A-Pot system here, and you need to establish what pattern that you would like to create with the 4 individual pots, whether you want to do 4 in a column, 4 in a row, or even offset or a diagonal. We've chosen an offset here where 2 to the right, 2 to the left, and all the other 3 are in. So I'm just going to connect the backing plate for the 4th and final one to finish off the job. So you notice with the backing plate there are 4 potential locations for fixings. We get supplied with 2 screws, 2 fixings per backing plate, so there are 8 in the box. So you just need to choose which of the 4 you'd like to put the 2 fixings, or if you want to get additional ones you can. I've chosen to use the top 2 fixings just because there's a bit more play in terms of moving up and down to get the backing plate level. Okay, so we're going to put the pot onto the backing plate, and you just see at the back we have this plastic lug here, and this locates across this middle section here like this. So we're going to install the Holman 8-pot vertical garden kit, and this is all the items that you can find in the box, starting with the all-important backing plate, which is going to go onto the wall with 2 or 3 fixings, and we then will simply clip this on. Now the beauty with the Holman one is that it comes with a pre-installed irrigation kit. So you're going to find a lot of convenience with this product. You've got to set up an automatic irrigation system without having to worry about whether your plants are getting the right amount of water. Here we have the pots, which are similar to the ones that we've had before, and underneath we have the drainage hole and this simple plate that sits in the bottom like this. It comes with all the fixtures and fittings that you need, including all the accessories for setting up the irrigation. Okay, so we're starting the installation for the Holman 8-pot vertical garden kit, and we have our bracket. I've already fixed the center hole just to enable me to get it all level, and now we're going to put in the fixing on the left and the right. So this is the main panel to the Holman 8-pot vertical garden kit. On the reverse you'll see these 2 brackets here, and they simply slot in the 2 openings on the bracket that we've just installed. So this product comes with a handy drip tray to collect any water and prevent it from spilling out onto whatever may be beneath, whether that be a deck or a patio. If you're looking to keep it clean, then use the drip tray. And it simply fits on. We've got a plastic lug on both sides, and that just drops into these openings here. So we've installed the main board to the bracket, and all that remains to do is attach the pots. So now we're going to set up the irrigation for the Holman 8-pot irrigation kit, and what you can see here is 2 systems set up, and we're going to show how we can join the 2 together in terms of the irrigation. Now the great part of this is that there are 3 options for your water inlet. You can either set up to the left of the frame, the right of the frame, or on top. And you can also link more than one system together. Now we've chosen two kits here, and they are spaced apart slightly. So if we want to join these 2 up here, we would simply get a connection hose between this bit here and this bit here, and the water would all be linked between both systems. Alternatively, if you want to have both of the kits really buttered up to each other, you can also do that here with the coupling on one of the frames, and you simply would adjust your bracket accordingly, and that connection point would go straight into there like that. Okay, so we're going to unpack the box for the Atlantis Gro-Wall Slimline. So here we have our 2 backing plates, which is what we will use first of all to mount to our chosen surface. Then we will be able to attach our 6 planter pots to the backing plate using the provided peg hooks, which are these little things here. Retaining clips are going to be used for setting up the irrigation, and they just slot on either side of each of the tray. And we also have some fixings which we will also be using, and these geotextile pads which sit in the bottom of each of the pots to prevent the soil from blocking up the drainage holes. So we're installing the first backing plate to the Atlantis Gro-Wall Slim. Now for each backing plate you're going to need to use 6 fixings, 3 across the top and 3 across the bottom. We've got our first one in, so it's 1 in from the right. We're going to be putting 1 in from the left and 1 in at the middle as well. And we're using our spirit level to make sure it's level. So we've now installed both of the backing plates, and it's time to put the peg hooks in place, ready to mount the pots to them. So you can see here, most of them are now in. The instructions are provided with a nice plan to show you where to put all of those hooks, and I just have one more to go. So there's a few things to think about for the Gro-Wall Slim plant pots. The first thing is to make sure you've got your geotextile pad installed in the base of the pot, and this is to ensure the soil does not block up the irrigation holes beneath. So we just simply place that in there like this, and we've already got our hooks just here and here, so we just offer the pot up to those 3 openings and simply slot it on. Now the last thing to consider or to install are the irrigation clips, and you'll see on the clip it says face out with an arrow, so we just need to make sure that the arrow is facing outwards as we clip it on. So you can see that we have our 13mm poly and our elbows feeding the pipe work all around the system. We've got our ratchet clamps and we've got our drippers punched in, 2 per pot. Okay, so we're going to do the unboxing for the Atlantis Gro-Wall 18-pot vertical garden kit. So here we have all of the backing plates. There are 18 in total. That's what these are here, all bundled and strapped up. And then we also have our dividers as well, just here, and there's 4 packs of those. And we have our stack of pots here, again, with the geotextile pad for the base. So this system does not come supplied with any fittings, so you will need to purchase your own, depending on where you want to mount it, whether it to be a fence or a wall. So now we're going to assemble one of the sections for the Atlantis Gro-Wall. In order to do so, we need to just get the right parts together for each section. And to do that, we need 3 of the longer pieces like this and 4 of the side sections like this. Before we start assembling, we do need to make sure that we remove all the accessories that are placed in the middle of these 3 holes, because we need these to put it together. So we just simply wear your gloves and just simply twist them to one side and they come out. So these are called connectors just here. These are called pot retainers, these flat bits like that. And in the side sections, these are called locking clips. So we're going to start assembling the parts. So we want to take one of the longer pieces first, and you'll notice on one side there's a channel for the irrigation. Make sure that that is facing downwards first of all. Handy to have a rubber mallet as well. It's handy to remove these bits here with a rubber mallet. So we take a side section, get one of the locking clips, Just place it in on one side like this. And simply twist it in. Okay. And this will go on the end here, facing inwards. This is where it comes in handy to have a rubber mallet. You can push it down with your hands, and you may need to just give it a bit of a tap. Like that. Take another section, put in another locking pin. This goes on the outside on the opposite, and you see that it's facing inwards. I'm going to do the two in the middle. Now there are lots of holes in the middle here. It can be a bit confusing, but we need to choose this one here. So our third one is now in, again facing inwards. So we have two facing this way. And then the fourth one's going to go in, pointing that way. Okay, so this is the first stage complete. We're now going to take another long section, turn the unit 90 degrees, and this bit is going to go straight over the top like this. The irrigation channel needs to be facing upwards. Okay, on to the last section, the last long section, and we have the irrigation channel again. Make sure that is facing upwards. So now we have to install the locking pins so that the next section can connect properly, and there are 8 to put in total, 1 in each of the 4 corners like this, and then we have 4 in the central area here. Okay, so we've assembled the 6 individual sections to this Atlantis Gro-Wall. 5 of them are now connected to one another, and we just have to attach the last one using a rubber mallet to locate the connection pins into the holes on the underside of the top. So it's good practice just to do a light tap over all of the areas first of all, just so that all of them are starting to grab. So we've assembled the Atlantis Gro-Wall, and now it's time to get it securely connected to our wall. We've got it all level, and it's important to place one fixing in each of the 18 openings, and you'll need to have an extension bit for your drill to ensure you get the correct reach to the back of the unit. So the great thing about the Atlantis products is that you can build in your own irrigation system to ensure ultimate convenience and more time back for you as your plants are safely getting the right amount of water as we work through the seasons. Now you'll see here on this side section, this is the opening that you would feed your 13mm poly, and you'd feed that through and ensure that you have a dripper that comes through this center bit here, and that would water the plant beneath. So we set up the Atlantis Gro-Wall irrigation systems just like this one here that we've done with the slim version. Once we've got our unit securely attached to our wall, all we have to do is insert all the pots. First of all, grab your geotextile pad and place that in the bottom. That's going to ensure that the soil and potting mix does not block up the drainage holes beneath, and simply slide it into position. So now we've finished the installation of Stratco's fantastic range of vertical garden kits. Now it's on to the fun part to get it all planted up. So we are done. One of the most satisfying parts of installing a vertical garden in your backyard is the planting, because This is how you get the payoff. It looks fantastic. Look at all of these different vertical garden setups that we've created today, all the way from a simple 4-pot system all the way over to a wonderful display at the end which is fully irrigated. Makes your garden walls and fencing look fantastic. This range is available from Stratco nationwide. We hope to see you in store soon.